Hey, what's going on, guys? XpertFusion here, and the Black Ops Cold War Alpha has officially ended, and I decided, why don't we look back at the 5 playable maps within the alpha and rank them from worst to best, in my personal opinion. So I've ranked the 5 best guns. If you guys want to check out that video, definitely go check that out. Just uploaded that yesterday. But I want to rank the maps now, because maps are much more opinionated as opposed to ranking guns, because that's more objective. This is very subjective. This is really just comes down to what types of playstyles you enjoy most, which maps had the best flow to, which maps felt the most action-packed and the most balanced on both sides. That is what makes a good map, in my opinion. Also, the aesthetic of it's important, how it looks, little features on it, because some of these maps have little features that kind of make them a little more interesting. And this is also taking into account all the modes we were able to play within the alpha. So Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, Hardpoint, Domination, and of course on the Combined Arms maps, those are just the domination modes. But let's get into it. So coming in number 5 spot, I got Crossroads. This is of course one of the Combined Arms maps, and it's the one with the snowmobiles and the really wide open snowy terrain. And I don't think any of these maps are necessarily bad, which is really good. I mean, I'm thankful that even the worst map in the alpha isn't even terrible, but Crossroads definitely could have a lot of work done to it. First of all, the tanks suck. I don't like the tanks there. I think it's cool to have them there, but they shouldn't be nearly as powerful as what they are. Maybe, you know, decrease the amount of damage that they do to other players or something. I don't know, but nobody likes tanks in a 12v12 mode on a big ass map like this, where it's like impossible to avoid them because of how wide open it is. It's just not fun for that, you know, reason. Very sniper heavy as well, because it's very wide open. There's not a lot of places to, you know, run a gun really, so it kind of ends up being a camping match on this map. You really don't get many kills on it because of that, and to me it's one of the slowest maps in the entire game. I probably would say the slowest map in the entire game. But I think it could be fun with some lobbies if you're playing with the right people. I heard you can play modes like a VIP on it, because I saw that within the, obviously when the YouTubers were playing VIP in the alpha, they played VIP on this map. So maybe VIP could be kind of fun on it, I don't know. But in the one mode we can play on it, it was not fun. And I would say it is the worst map in the alpha thus far. Well, of course, the game thus far. Coming in number 4th spot, I got Miami, and it really hurts me to put Miami here because this is one of the maps I was most excited for in this game. It looks really cool, definitely has the coolest aesthetic out of all of the maps. Like, I love just walking around this map and looking at everything and being like, wow, this is a beautiful, beautiful map. The colors are just amazing. But the map itself is way too slow. I've seen a lot of people say this map is garbage and it's like Piccadilly level bad. That's a little excessive. The map itself flows just fine. I think the design, the layout is actually pretty good. It's just really slow. I feel like it could be fun in modes like Search and Destroy and such, but I feel like that, especially on Domination, Team Deathmatch, stuff like that, the spawn points are way too far back, like away from each other, and for 6v6 that just makes it so you barely come across the enemy players. Now, it's not absolutely terrible. You sometimes can come into games where people are moving around a lot, but for the most part they spawn so far back and the spawn trapping is just insane. So the spawns like just never flip for some reason. When that happens, it kind of keeps the action on like literally one part of the map. So if you're on the other side of the map, you're never going to see action, which is really not a good thing. So hopefully they can do something to this map, maybe make it an 8v8 or 10v10 map, or hell, even make it a 12v12 map. I don't know. It could probably work with that, honestly, just because it is a pretty damn big map with how big the back areas are. I think it could be really good on other modes. Like I said, VIP, I'm sure it's going to be really fun. But on the particular modes we had in the beta, or the alpha, I'm going to call it a beta a million times, just deal with it. In the alpha, it wasn't that great. And the next 3 maps here are all either good or amazing, and we'll get into that. But number 3 is going to be Armada, one of the 12v12 Combined Arms maps. And this map is definitely much faster than Crossroads, and it has a lot more close quarters areas, therefore making it a lot more fun. And it's pretty easy to snipe, but it's also pretty easy to avoid getting sniped on it because there's a lot of cover within the boats. I love the look of this map. I love the design, how it has like 3 boats and there's one in the middle, and you're kind of got the enemy ship on one side and then the friendly ship on the other side, and then you have like 2 other little ships that are kind of crashed. And it's just really fun taking a jet ski, bringing it to the enemy ship and sneaking on and like trying to take them out in a stealthy way, or just going guns a-blazing on the zip lines, and or going in the middle of the map where it's usually the most hectic. And the way the flags are placed are really good. I think that it really makes for a, you know, good experience, and I'm just having a blast playing Armada. If I play Combined Arms, I'm always going to try to get Armada. If I get Crossroads, I usually back out, or I just play a game that I'm not going to have that much fun on. But Armada really does have some fun elements to it, and the water itself is really good. I think the swimming in this game feels really smooth, to the point where I just have a great time just hopping in the water and sneaking around like that. It's awesome. The gunship on this map, or the chopper gunner, just destroys as well, which is great. I mean, people can hide inside pretty easily, but if they're outside, especially if they're spawning on a specific boat and you see them spawning there, it's a 12v12 map, so you're going to get some insane kills with the chopper gunner on Armada. I think this map has the potential to be one of the best like ground war maps of all time, comparing the ground war maps from Modern Warfare to these combined arms maps, which are basically ground war-esque type maps. I would say Armada is probably the best one we've ever had out of these so far, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, so I can't wait to play more of it in the beta as well as in the full game. Coming into second place, I have Satellite, which is definitely the fan-favorited map right now. I'd say this is probably the one people enjoy the most. Personally, I don't think it's better than the #1 spot, but this is definitely a great map. Only problem I have with it, I think that it should have an area like closing off the whole sniping field a little bit better, because there's people who can, that whole field where you snipe in, it's really easy to head glitch there, and then you got people sniping with the head glitches, and they're able to hit people across the map. So maybe put some like more rocks or something somewhere to kind of block off the ability for people to snipe you across the map like that. It's a little frustrating, but it is still a really solid 3-laned map, I would say. It's basically 3-laned. It kind of has a divergence in 3 lanes. The middle of the area can be a little ant farmy, but since the footsteps are pretty loud in this game, it's not like people can sneak up behind you that easily, so it's not really that big of a deal. You can kind of tell where people are. If they're above you, if they're below you, you can kind of tell. I do like how the terrain's a little rocky and uneven, so it's kind of like, you jump over here, and there's a lot of cool plays you can make off on this map for sure. I love the hill at the top. I love just sitting up there on the B flag when you're playing domination, and you get a whole view of the map from up there. It's pretty great, and you can see exactly where the spawn points are on both sides. And I'd say, like I said, the sniper areas are a little iffy for me just because of how head glitchy they are. Maybe if they weren't as head glitchy, I'd be okay with them, but I think it's a great map. I think this is easily one of the best 6v6 maps we've had in the past, like, 4 CODs, like, for sure, like, not even lying. And I'd say the #1 spot is even better. So I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but yes, I do think Mozcow is the best map in the alpha in Black Ops Cold War so far. I absolutely love Moscow. So the map itself, I wasn't too excited for because it didn't look that appealing. It looked like it was probably the least colorful map out of all of them, and I was like, you know what? Probably not going to be the best map. But in terms of overall flow, I feel like this is going to be one of those like top tier objective maps, like for objective modes, for like competitive, right? I think this is going to be one of the more popular choices. It might even be like in the main rotation for like ranked playlists and for the actual, competitive leagues, just because of how well it flows. It's got that really good 3-lane design, but it's kind of cut off in the middle where you can kind of like go down, almost like a map like Raid from Black Ops 2, but a little bit less, linear. It's got a little bit of divergence in its, where the things are. I do think that one side is a little too open with the, the road, but every other part of the map, I'm just really satisfied with how it plays, man. It really has a almost symmetric feel, but it still doesn't look symmetric. Like it doesn't look symmetric, but it feels symmetric, which makes both sides feel balanced. It doesn't feel like either side has any advantage over any objective. It just seems like in all modes, it just kind of works, I've had a good time on this map basically every game. There are some back areas in one part of the map that doesn't need to be there, but as I said, not like many people go there anyways. It's just for the small chances that people will camp back there, but usually they don't. Usually they rush because this game is definitely not nearly as campy as a game like Modern Warfare, so people actually do move, which makes it not that big of a deal that you have those back areas, especially because the spawn points usually push you up a little bit further on this map anyways. So it's really, I think, one of the best maps in the past couple years in COD, not even lying, just from this alpha alone. So I'm really excited to see the other maps we have in the full game. I know there's one that we know of from the it was in the trailer, the Ural Mountains or whatever. That was a 12v12 map, it looked like. I'm pretty excited to play that, and we'll have to see what other maps we have in the full game. Hopefully Nuketown will be there on launch, or at least close to launch, because I'm really excited to see how Nuketown plays in this game. So let me know your list in the comment section below of ranking these 5 maps, and I will see you guys on my next video. Peace out.